Okay, this is the last regression that you have to do for the homework assignment. So for E and F, let's go look at the directions, what it says to do. We're going to consider the addition of a dummy variable for fuel premium, where the value of fuel premium is 1 if the car uses premium and 0 if the car uses regular. So that's this column. So wherever you see a P is going to be a 1, wherever you see an R is going to be a 0. So we'll develop the regression estimates, do the same thing that we just did before. And then we're going to test the relationship, the significance of the relationship between each of the independent variables. Okay, 5% again. All right, here we go. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is data analysis, regression. All right, again, you got to be careful. So we're going to do the Y range again, which is fuel displacement. Again, shift control down arrow. Put you down the bottom. Yep. Okay, so we got BH, wonderful. Okay, now the X range. We got lots of stuff for this one. Okay, so we're going to do displacement, starting here. Displacement, midsize, large, and fuel type. Notice that's now categorical as well. Shift control down arrow. Okay, good. Let's put it where we want it. That's fine right there. Let's double check. Yes, everything's fine. All right, again, you gotta drag these residuals. All right, so now you got a bunch of them. Let's drag them down. Last one. Okay, let's get these squared away. Pull this down and over a little bit. Okay, so this is fuel type. This is class large. This is class midsize. And this is displacement. Okay, we can rename these. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, R squared, comparing that to this previous one, a little bit better, right? So we've captured a little bit more of the explanation of why, what was affecting the highway miles per gallon when it comes to displacement. Okay, so here's your coefficients. Sorry about the dog bark. All right, so the equation here is 29.7624. The next one is negative 1.6347x1. Next one's positive 3.9634. And the next one is positive 1.6450. And the last one is negative. Okay, we got four independent variables to study. Okay. So again, what you're saying here is as the size of the displacement, the amount of displacement goes up, it has a negative effect on the highway miles per gallon, okay, as you would expect. And then mid-size cars holding displacement constant get more gas mileage than compact cars of the same, having the same level of displacement is what that means. Same thing here, the large cars get more gas mileage than compact cars relative to the same size of displacement. So we're saying holding displacement constant. The large cars do better. And then this is negative, meaning that premium fuel has a negative relationship to the highway miles per gallon. Okay, so I'll talk more about that when we look at the information down below. But again, we're looking at this, that's those large vehicles where we saw the compression in the data, so we might have a little bit of an issue there, but it's not major. And these are such highly significant statistics. Don't see anything there that falls within the range. And these are all, zero is not into any of these categories, so we're good. All right, let's read through what I got here. All right, I'm gonna resize. Get this over here. The residuals appear to have a mean of 0 and do not appear badly skewed at any level of the independent variable. However, the variance does not appear to be constant across the values. So I already talked to you about that. However, I don't think it's creating any issues for us. Everything else looks okay. Right, so we didn't do any examples where I was actually going to have problems with this. What we would call that is a quadratic equation where you have some strange kind of shape in the residuals. We're not going to go that far in this class, maybe the next class. Right, the p-value for the test statistic of B1 is significant, right? So what we'd say, we estimate that for a fixed class of automobile, the type of fuel used, a 1 liter increase in the engine's displacement coincides with a decrease of 1.6 miles per gallon. Okay, then for B2, which is mid-size, it is significant. We estimate that holding displacement and fuel type constant, a mid-size automobile gets 3.99 more highway miles to the gallon than compact. That is, if the compact automobile and the mid-size automobile have the same displacement and use the same type of fuel, we expect a mid-size automobile to get about 4 more miles per gallon than the compact. All right, so that's the perfect paragraph to read for you to understand how these work, right? So you're talking, whenever you're looking at these, you're holding the other variables, which in this case would be displacement and fuel type, constant, right? And you're comparing it to the compact, because compact would be 0, right? So this is, you'd put a 0 in for this variable, it would fall out if it were compact. So that means midsize has that much more value, right? Because it would add that many more miles to this equation because you enter a 1 where midsize is. Right? You enter a 1 right there, and so this gets added to H. It increases the value of H by that factor. So that's cool the way that works with dummy variables. Now let's do this next one. It's the same idea. P-value for B3 is significant. It's less than 0. So what does this mean? We estimate that holding displacement and fuel type constant, a large automobile gets 1.645 more miles to the gallon than compact. That is, if compact automobile and a large automobile have the same displacement and use the same type of fuel, we expect the large automobile to get 1.7 more miles, right, rounding up, to the gallon than compact. Okay, the p-value for B4, which is fuel type, is significant. So what's that mean? We estimate that holding displacement and class of automobile constant, an automobile that uses premium fuel gets 1.13 less highway miles to the gallon than do automobiles that do not use premium fuel. That is, if two automobiles are of the same class and have the same displacement, the one that uses premium fuel and the other one does not, we expect the automobile that uses premium fuel to get less 1.13 roughly, fewer miles per gallon than the automobile that does not. So you have to hold the others constant when you're making your conclusions about what that variable means. All right, so that's the end of your last homework assignment for the semester. And I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, when you're finishing up your assignment, to rename your file, last name, first name, homework lesson 4, and just hit the save button right here if you don't mind, and go back to the beginning so that when I open your file, it opens right here and I can just grade it. And hopefully that'll help you get as many points as you can on this last one. All right, thanks very much. And let me know if you have any questions.